In today's tutorial, let's explore doing the faux rib scarf. When I saw this, I thought it was knitting, and the fact that I was confused makes it even more appealing for me. If you know how to follow 2 lines of the pattern, this one is for you. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today's tutorial we're going to explore the faux rib scarf. When I saw this, I really did think it was knitting. I thought it was complete error that I should even be touching it because it is knitting. But when I saw it, I realized, whoa, watch what you do. Look. It's got so much flexibility to it, and it is so extremely soft. And this is the Bernat Bargello, and this is really amazing. So in order to do one full scarf as per the pattern, which I'll provide in the more information of this video for you to get that, you only need 3 of these balls. So if you want to make your scarf even bigger, because the scarf in the pattern is only 54 inches long. It's a nice size, but if you want even longer, you just need a little bit more yarn. You will see the beautiful color changes that you see here, and it changes color very slowly, so you end up with some really fabulous stitch work. I'm telling you, if you only know how to do 2 lines in a pattern, this is for you. This looks super complicated. In actual fact, it's so simple it's not even funny. So let me show you how to do it. So let's quickly review. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be going back and forth, and you can see the lines of color are in a straight line in this direction. So we're going from the one side to the other just like so, and this is the edge where we're turning around and going back in the other direction. The pattern calls for a size P or a bigger crochet hook. What is that today? A 12mm, but I'm going to use an N or a 10mm here because that's kind of what I have in stock, and I found this hook at Michael's and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna be using this hook today, and if you want to do the scarf you just need 3 balls, and let me show you how to do that right now. So let's take a closer look at this yarn, and you'll notice that this yarn looks like that it's corking. So if you've ever done corking as a kid or even as an adult, that's okay too, is that it does look like it's cording, and so because of that it has the thickness of a shoelace, and that's why it's calling for a larger size crochet hook today. So let's create a slip knot like you normally would, and let's put that slip knot onto our hook as normal. So as per the pattern it says, and there's only 2 lines in this whole pattern, that's what's kind of funny about it, is that it says to chain 106. So if you want to follow the pattern exactly, then you can do so with your 3 balls of Bargello, but if you want to make it any size bigger, you just have to change the hook to whatever size you want. It doesn't really matter on how many chains you have. It doesn't work in sets. Each stitch counts. So let's just say I'm gonna do 12. So remember, the 1 on the hook never counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now if you're following the pattern you would have gone to 106 or whatever design that you wanted to. And also you can do an afghan like this, but I probably would not recommend this yarn or this stitch for an afghan because it would probably take you forever to do it. So let's begin the next part. So row number 1, it says from the 2nd chain from the hook, so you just count, there's the first one, go to the 2nd, okay, and just insert it into the back loop of the chain and just single crochet. And so once you do the first one, the chain is gonna permanently be upside down, so the next one is right in front of you right there. And so you're going to go across the line and just single crochet along. So because you're using an extra large hook and the yarn is extra thick, you're going to notice that this is going to get pretty big pretty fast. So just single crochet yourself across your chain. So I'm just coming up to the end of my chain, and of course I'm doing a smaller version because I don't need to do a bigger one just to prove that it works. And so I'm just single crocheting myself, and you can see that the colors are kind of changing out a little bit and getting a little darker as I've been going along, and that's kind of fun. So we're just gonna turn our work, and simply we just have to chain up 1, and we want to go in the back loop only. So this is an opportunity to learn back loops if you don't know how to do it. So each one of the stitches has 2 strings, and we call that a stitch when there's 2. I'm just gonna pull this out and just show you. So there's 2 strings that you see here. Okay, see how it's split? So if you are working on the one that's closest to the camera, that's the front loop, and the other one that's furthest away from the camera, that's a back loop. And the camera is just a representation of you sitting in front of me if you were to do that. So what you want to do is that you want to turn this, and instead of going into the same stitch for the whole stitch, you want to go into the back loop only. So you got to come up over top and skip that front string and just single crochet using the back loop only. So once you do the first one, it becomes really obvious. So there is the next stitch right here. You see it's divided, the strings. So you just go into the back loop only, so there'll only be one strand on there. And so you want to go completely across on the back loops only. And this is creating that ribbing effect. So when I pulled it apart, I believe on camera, just to show you how flexible it was, it's really quite amazing because it's this ribbing effect of using the back loop only that gives it the stretching component to it. You wouldn't have the stretch, the fabulous stretch I would say, if you were to do both of the strands. So going across, you want to go all the way across, including the last stitch, on the back loop only. And don't forget that last one, back loop only. When you get to the other side, simply just turn your work, chain one, and begin again, and again the first one go into the back loop only. And then every stitch across. This is all this pattern is. That's how simple this pattern is. So you simply just have to work on the back loops only once you get that first chain done, and then you can go for the prescribed information. So on the pattern it says it measures 7 inches wide. So when the 7 inches is obviously not the length of the entire scarf, but of course you can change that. You can make it thicker or thinner, but they're saying this is 7 inches. And do you see the stretch? It's kind of neat, isn't it? So it would be really cool for underneath your coat, and all you need to do is that once you're doing this, you do it in the back loops only. So that's it for now. This is Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the Crochet Crowd. Stay tuned for more free ideas and patterns coming real soon. Until then, we'll see ya. Bye bye.